The best way for a manager to, support a work-life balance is to set clear expectations and to set realistic deadlines for tasks. This is not saying that when it comes to crunch time, we clock out at 4:30 and whatever is not done, and then we leave it to tomorrow. If it's something that is really, really important and pertinent and really needs to get done within that day, get it done within that day. Hi, my name is Buntle, and today we're going to be talking about the balancing act of managing your work life integration without losing that competitive edge. Some of the common signs that you will notice to see that your work life balance is out of whack is if you're prioritizing your work over things that like your family and things that truly enrich your life outside of work. I like to see it as looking at your wardrobe. If you've got more work clothes than home clothes, then you might be a little bit out of balance there. But it's basically looking into your life and taking stock of how much time you are spending on work or work related tasks versus things like your family and your main chores in your house and things that actually set your life on fire, like your hobbies. I'm going to answer this one from my own personal perspective. A lot of professionals struggle to switch off because most of us genuinely like what we do, and work gives you that dopamine, especially if it is something that you are excelling at. Work gives you that dopamine hit that we crave as human beings, because when you've accomplished something at work or you've figured something out that's been holding your team back, you get that dopamine hit and you want to keep it running. A second reason is purely for financial benefit. We are working so that we get our salaries and we can afford certain things. So from that point of view as well, people might be working really, really hard because there are some goals outside of work that they are pushing towards too. Well, it's just to look at your tasks as well and prioritizing what needs to be done and what can actually be done in the course of the day. Work is not a 24-hour exercise. It's the 8 or 9 hours that you have committed yourself to and maximizing that. So breaking tasks into like little task blocks and diarizing them makes sure that you actually get through the day without being very busy and not getting through anything. So that's something that I've learned from my manager, Anastasia, that set time aside for specific tasks and you will actually get through to them. When it comes to, the unexpected, because we can't diarize everything, your day will go awry here and there with some emergency fires that you might need to put out. Set a time limit to it. If it is that this is something that cannot be solved today, don't try and solve it today. Then it's a tomorrow thing. But it's to set those boundaries for yourself for the specific tasks that you need to do within a specific set of time. And it's a rhythm, you get used to it. Once you set yourself a certain amount of time to complete a specific task, if there aren't any outside factors that make you deviate from that, you kind of have a little bit of an alarm under you that makes you want to make sure that you get things done by that time. The best way for a manager to, support a work-life balance is to set clear expectations and to set realistic deadlines for tasks. This is not saying that when it comes to crunch time, we clock out at 4:30 and whatever is not done, and then we leave it to tomorrow. If it's something that is really, really important and pertinent and really needs to get done within that day, get it done within that day. But as a manager, you need to be guiding the people that are looking towards you for support. You need to be able to guide them in the sense of this task should take you this much. By having those those KPIs out and having those clear expectations of this is how much time I'm expecting you to take on this specific tasks. There are a lot of people that do not like working within deadlines because it does add added pressure, especially if you are a procrastinator like myself. But you need to set that time aside. And as a manager, you need to set that expectation of deliverables aside for your employees. This also comes with being able to discern what your subordinates or employees are capable of. You know, if it's someone that still needs to figure out how to do a VLOOKUP on Excel, it doesn't help this person to give them a deadline for someone who is adept at that specific function on Excel. It's all about supporting people, meeting them where they're at, and setting clear expectations of what it is that they need to be doing. So, flexibility plays a very important role in avoiding burnout and avoiding that feeling that you are stuck within a task and you can't get out of it. I like to use the analogy of at some point you need to look at other things. If you have been looking at the same document or the same task or the same presentation for 3+ hours, you start fuzzing out a little bit. It stops making sense at some point. So having that flexibility to maybe go and pick up your child or maybe be able to go downstairs and take a walk or take a lunch break, or having that flexibility to say that you can work on this at a later point in the day gives you the opportunity to look at other things and free up your brain from that specific task so that you can look at it when you come back with fresh eyes. One small change that I would suggest that someone starts with is to look at your day. What are you actually doing? This is a situation that I used to find myself in a lot until I looked back and looked at my diary and actually started to keep a diary. It doesn't need to be a physical diary. I know I am not good at writing every specific task down, but use the tools that are available to you. Use your diary on Microsoft Excel or MS Teams, or use your Google Calendar to make sure that you can itemize your day into those specific tasks. Now, this doesn't mean pack your diary so full that it looks like a collage. Leave some room to breathe in between those tasks, but something that's very small that is easily implementable is to step back, look at your day, and actually diarize what you need to be doing, and to diarize proactively as opposed to reactively. So, what I'm saying by that is set your goals or your tasks out prior to starting your day, either before you leave work the previous day or as soon as you arrive on the day of, and set your day out, as opposed to being busy, 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 and then filling your diary out retroactively. If it is that there's anything else, it's about taking a step back and managing your time. Because one thing that I've learned is that your time is valuable. And if you are spending it stuck on a task where you are not getting through it, maybe it's time to take a step back, take a breath, look at something else, and then come back to that with fresh eyes. Another thing is to ask for help. No one should be working as an island. You know, if you're working with a team, lean on your team to say, I'm struggling with this. It's taking me longer than I need to. What do you think I should do? So lean into your team members. If you are someone that is working on their own, Google is free. Find out how you can get through that task quicker. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. There is a blog with more information linked in the description below.